Welcome to all final year students. In the previous sessions, we have completed different types, different kinds of companies or different classifications of companies. Today, I'll come to the very important aspect from the examination point of view. We'll get one question in the semester exam. That is, what are the special privileges which are available to the private company? What are the special advantages which are available to the private companies? So special privileges which are available to the private companies, very, very important from the examination point of view. Okay. So we will discuss the special privileges in today's class. I will share you my PPT. Just check the PPT. Hope you can see my PPT. Hope you can see my PPT. My PPT is visible now. Yes. The special privileges or advantages of a private company. Now let us have a look at the features, characteristics of a private company first. Like public limited company, private company also enjoys the special features, that is voluntary association. Voluntary association means anybody can come, anybody can join at any time, anybody can exit from the company, voluntary, without any force. No one will no one will compel you to join. No one will force you to join. So it's a voluntary association. The second feature of the special, private company is limited membership. Here, members are very, very limited. I think you know the minimum number of member is 2. The maximum is 200. In the earlier 1956 Act, previous Act to the 2013, earlier, as per 1956 Act, it was limited to 50. But now, as per the Companies Act of 2013, that maximum number extended from 50 to 200. Please make a point. If any book contains maximum number is 50, please don't refer that book, because that was written as per the 1956 Act. Clear? Fine. So here limited is the number of members is limited to 200. This is another feature of private company. No doubt private company is an incorporated association, registered company. And the fourth feature of private companies, like public limited company, even private companies also artificial person created by law. So once the company is registered, company will get a separate legal entity. Like public limited company, even private company also enjoys artificial person created by law. Company is different from its member. Fine. The next one is separate legal entity. Company is different and its members are different. So next feature is private company is formed for a specific objects, like public company. The private company is also formed, created, registered with specific objects. Here also you can see the object clause. Then another feature, another peculiar special feature of private company is private company prohibits invitation to the public for subscription. So private company cannot invite the general public for the subscription of its shares. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ತನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Prohibits, not permitted. Okay, then private company has another feature is perpetual existence, like public company. So perpetual means continuous existence. Then special feature of the private company is it restricts the right to transfer shares, not like public company. In case of public company, there is no restrictions. In case of public company, there is no restriction as to the transfer of shares. You can transfer the shares to anyone. There is no restrictions. However, in case of private company, it restricts the right to share, right to transfer the shares. Similarly, point G. In case of public company, there is no ban, there is no prohibition, there is no, private company cannot, but public company can. Public company can invite the public for subscribing its shares. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ತೊಡಕುಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರೊಹಿಬಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ the special feature of the private companies, it prohibits the invitation to the public for subscription. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ I, it restricts the right to transfer of shares. Well, so these are these features. Some features are common features with the joint stock company, and I have highlighted the few important special features also. Now, this aspect is very important from the examination point of view. You make a question on explain the special privileges or exemptions or advantages available to the private companies. You make a question for 12 marks. Yeah, let us discuss one by one. Nearly, there are 22 points are available. 22 special privileges are available, but points are very, very simple. So that definitely I'll complete all 22 points in today's class. A private company, enjoys certain special privilege or advantages as compared to the public companies. As a matter of fact, the private companies are very suitable for carrying on a family business. The reason for the same is that the requirement of minimum number of members, which is 2 only, can be easily fulfilled by family members or close relatives. Moreover, a private company is also exempted from certain statutory provisions of the Companies Act. However, it may be noted that if a private company fails to comply with any of the required restrictions to be contained in the Articles of Association, then it cannot avail the special privilege as per section 14. Okay, now let us have a look on the special privileges or special exemptions which are available only to the private companies. Number one is easy formation. A private company can be easily formed as it requires minimum requirements, minimum statutes, minimum regulations. With only 2 members, the minimum number of members is only 2. This definitely will help in smooth functioning of the company as per section 3. Okay, this is number one, first special privilege. What is that? Easy formation. Because of the number of members, only 2 members are required to form a private company, correct? That is why there is no much difficulty. And because of this only 2 number of members, this helps in smooth functioning of the company. The second important special privileges or exemptions available to private companies, quorum for general meeting. What is quorum? We will discuss in detail. What are the features of quorum? All these things we will discuss in the meeting chapter. I think Madam will take. Quorum is nothing but the minimum number of members required. Quorum is nothing but the minimum number of members required to be present to start a meeting. On the meeting start ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ minimum number ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. That is called quorum. Okay. So quorum for general meeting is also special privilege which is available to the which is available to the private companies, unless articles of association. Okay, unless articles provide for higher number, The quorum required for the general meeting of the shareholders in case of a private company is two members personally present as against 5, 15, or 30 members personally present depending upon the number of members as on the date of meeting up to 1000 or 5000 in case of public company as per section 103. To put it in a simplest way, in case of public company, this minimum number, a quorum for the general meeting, it varies. Because it depending upon the number of members on the date of meeting. In case of public company, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, but however, in case of private company, that is not at all important. What is important here? In case of private company, minimum quorum required for a private company is two members personally present. That's all. Are public adre sometime 5 or 15, 30, sometime even 1000, 5000, because it depends on the total number of members as on the date of meeting. Are important agutte public company. But quorum for the general meeting of a private company is only 2. So this is a special privilege. Number kammi ada karana meeting ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ easy ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And the third special privilege is exemption from issue of prospectus. Exemption from issue of prospectus. A private company is prohibited from inviting offers from general public for the purchase of its shares or debentures. That is why it is not required to issue prospectus. So private company is not required to issue a prospectus. A private company is therefore exempted from all the legal requirements relating to the preparation and the issue of prospectus. So private company ಬರುವಾಗ prospectus in a ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? Private company cannot invite the general public to subscribe its shares. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ issue of prospectus will never come into picture. Prospectus issue ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ there are so many requirements. ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ exempted. Moreover, it is also not required to file with the registrar of companies called a statement in lieu of prospectus. As a public limited company, adare prospectus illa anta helidre public limited company should file either a prospectus, copy of the prospectus. In the absence of the copy of the prospectus, public limited company must file a statement in lieu of prospectus. But as far as private company is concerned, the filing, the copy of the prospectus or copy of the statement in lieu of prospectus will never come into picture. I'll repeat. It is also not required to file with the registrar of companies, ROCs, ROC, more capital letter, registrar of companies. A statement in lieu of prospectus. ಅಂದ್ರೆ a statement in lieu of prospectus. Prospectus ಬದಲಿಗಾಗಿ statement ಅದರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇವು exemptions which are special exemptions, special privileges which are available to the private company. ನೋಡಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು special advantages which are available to private company. Okay, next number 4. Exemption from requirement of minimum subscription. ಈಗ ಶೇರ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಅನ್ನ 90% ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. It all depends upon the articles of association. Articles of association is contains all the bylaws, all the rules and regulations of the company. ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ you need to take a copy of the articles of association. It is bylaws. Articles of association contains all the bylaws, internal machineries, internal rules and regulations which are contained in articles of association. ಈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ they are exempted from the requirement of the minimum subscription. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಶೇರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಅದೇ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. It all depends on the articles of association. Sometimes 90%, 80%. It depends upon the internal rules and regulations of the company. But ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು is not at all applicable to private companies because exemption from the requirement. Okay. Yake reason? The reason for the same is that a private company is not required to offer shares to the public, so that the question of minimum subscription from the public does not arise as per section 39. Okay, what is minimum subscription? The minimum subscription is the amount which must have been collected by a company before any allotment of shares is made to the shareholders. Questions illi arise agalla. Okay, so 4 special privileges na iga ee slide alli ನೀವು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. Next, yeah, hope you can see the next slide. The 5th special privilege or exemptions which are available to private companies are further issue of shares to outsiders. In case of further issue of shares, so far as public company is concerned, shares must be offered to the existing equity shareholders. I'll repeat. In case of further issue of shares, as far as public limited company is concerned, or so far as public limited company is concerned, shares must be offered to the existing equity shareholders. But in case of private company, a private company is free to allot shares to any person. Private company has a full freedom, has a free hand to allot shares to any person, that is to even outsider also, as per section 62. So this is the 5th special privilege which are available to the private company. Then I'll come to 6th one, as far as managerial remuneration is concerned. A private company is exempted from the provisions of section 197. A private company is exempt from the provisions of section 197, which fixes the overall limit to the managerial remuneration at 11% of the net profits. Thus, a private company may remunerate its managerial personnel by such higher percentage of profits, or in any manner, or it may deem fit as per section 97. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್ಗಳಿದೆ. ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 197. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 197 ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತೆ? 11% ಆಫ್ ದಿ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, exemption from keeping index of members. Index of members is nothing but register of members. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್, ಆ ಬುಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್. Exemption from keeping index of members ಅಂದ್ರೆ a private company is not required to keep an index of members. As a matter of fact, a company is required to keep an index of its members if the number exceeds 200. Maintaining the index of members will arise ಯಾವಾಗ when the number exceeds 200. 200ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ 200 ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಎಕ್ಸಿಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ the maintaining the index of members will come into picture only in case of public limited company. ಯಾಕೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲಿಮಿಟ್. ಅದೇ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 200 ತನಕ ಮಾತ್ರ. 200 ತನಕ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ is 200. Thus or therefore there is no question of keeping an index of members. Next, 8th one. As far as number of directors concerned, number of directors. A private company is not required to have more than 2 directors. However, this is also the minimum requirement for a private company as per section 149. Whereas a public company must have at least 3 directors. Public ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 3 ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2. So this is also a special privilege. Next, come to the 9th point. Rotational retirement of directors. As far as this point is concerned, all directors of a private company can be non-rotational directors. Rotation avashyakate illa. So in case of private company, this rotation is not required because can be non-rotational directors as per section 152. However, it does not mean that they cannot be removed throughout their life or life of the company or before the expiry of the period for which they are appointed. ಮಾಡಲೇಬಾರದು ಅಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೈ ಲಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ if the company wants, definitely. Okay. Next, number 10. Filing casual vacancies, for filling the casual vacancies. Filling casual vacancies. The provisions relating to manner of filling of casual vacancies among the directors and the duration of the period of office of those so appointed do not apply to a private company as per section 161. I'll repeat, as per section 161, filling of casual vacancies among the directors and the duration of the period of office of those so appointed do not apply to private company. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ section 161 apply ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. Then 11th, special disqualification for appointment as directors. A private company may, by its articles of association, provide special disqualifications for appointment of directors in addition to those contained in section 164, subsection 1 and 2, and the section 164, subsection 3. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ as far as disqualifications for appointment of directors. So this is also special privilege. And the 12th one is restrictions on number of directorship. No person can be director in more than 10 public companies. More than 10 public companies, whereas he can become a director in maximum 20 private companies, provided none of these companies is a public company or holding or subsidiary of a public company as per section 165. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಂತ ಆಯ್ತು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ 20 ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅದೇ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 10 ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 20, ಯಾವುದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಸ್ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಶಿಪ್. Come to the 13th point, independent as far as independent directors. A private company is exempted from the requirement of appointment of independent directors as per section 149. Then 14th, as far as audit committee is concerned, a private company is not required to constitute audit committee of the board as per section 177. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಡಿಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Similarly, as far as issue of shares is concerned, under section 43, a private company may issue shares other than the equity of preference shares if so provided in its memorandum or articles of association. Section 43 again, special privilege which is available to the private company. Then as far as 16th point is concerned, rights issues. In case of rights issue, as per section 62, as against minimum period of 15 days, private company may close its offer of rights issue before that. ಈಗ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಇರಬೇಕು? 15 days ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಆದರೆ private company can close even before the 15 days. So, in other words, it need not keep its rights issue open for minimum period of 15 days in case of private company. So 13 days ಗೆ close ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, 10 days ಗೆ close ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. There is no need to keep open for minimum period of 15 days. It was special privilege which is available to a private company. Is it clear? Next, 17th special privilege which is available to private companies, ESO scheme. ESO stands for employees, employees stock option scheme. ESO stands for employees stock option. Okay. For issue of shares to its employees under ESO scheme or employees stock option scheme, a private company may pass an ordinary resolution as against special resolution. Ordinary resolution ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ದಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್, ಮುಂದೆ ಕಲಿತೀರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್, that will be taken by other faculty members. Okay, for the time being you remember that as far as a private company may pass an ordinary resolution instead of special resolution ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ. ರೈಟ್. Now purchase of own shares, 18th ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Under section 67, if certain conditions are satisfied, a private company may purchase its own shares or finance purchase of its own shares. This is also a special privilege which is available to private companies only. And then as far as general body meeting, as per the sections or the provisions of section 101 to 107, 101 to 107 and section 109, 101 ರಿಂದ 107 plus 109, section 109 ಪ್ರಕಾರ, which is related to general body meeting, shall not apply to a private company. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 101 ರಿಂದ 107 ಮತ್ತೆ 109 ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. If articles of the company provides otherwise. Okay, fine. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ certain condition ಏನು? Provisions of sections 101 to 107 and section 109 relating to general body meeting shall not apply to a private company if articles of the company provide otherwise. Articles the prakara final. Okay, now come to point number 20. As far as exemption is concerned, as per Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA full form, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, notification dated 5th June 2015, 5th June 5/6/2015. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ provisions of sections 160, 162 and 180 shall not apply to private companies. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 160, ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 162 ಮತ್ತು 180 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಯಾವಾಗ 2013 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಲ್ಲ, 15 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. 15 ಯಾವಾಗ? ಜೂನ್. ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಿಗೆ? 5ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 5 ಜೂನ್ 2015 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನು? ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ MCA ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಈ 3 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್ಸ್. Then point number 21, as far as loan to directors, under section 185 prakara, if certain conditions are satisfied, a private company may give loan to its directors. Private company may give loan to its directors. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸಹ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. Then last has point number 22, as far as not counted is concerned, with respect to the number of companies, maximum, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಶಿಪ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 20, ಅದೇ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 10 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ? ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ 20, ಆಫ್ ವಿಚ್ a person may be appointed as an auditor under section 141, private companies will not be included. Appointed as an auditor under section 141 prakara private company adunu ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, so these are the special privileges. This examination point of view important to 22 points is that 12 marks in ಆರಾಮ್ ಬರಿಬಹುದು, and there is no much difficulty. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ explanation ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, to the point. Then let us discuss disadvantages. Special privilege ಆಯ್ತು, advantages, exemptions ಜೊತೆಗೆ let us have thrown a light on 3 disadvantages. Number 1 is restrictions on members, alva? The restrictions may be treated as disadvantages of a private company. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು? ಒಂದು, as far as restriction on members, the maximum number of private companies limited to 200 only. ನೀವು ಕಲಿತೀರಿ. As such, it cannot enjoy the sound financial position which otherwise can be enjoyed by having more number of members. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ 200 ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಾರಣ ನಮಗೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಹೂಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. 200ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ವಾ? ಆ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತ. ಯಾವ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ? It cannot enjoy a sound financial position which otherwise can be enjoyed by having more than 200 members. 200ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ 200 ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ. And as for a second drawback, disadvantages is restrictions on transferability of shares. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ shares are freely transferable. There is no restriction. ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ shares are not freely transferable. The members of private company cannot transfer their shares. That is why, thus, if they are in immediate need of money, they cannot sell their shares, unlike in case of public companies. ನನಗೇನೋ ಹಣದ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇತ್ತು, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಸಹ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಮೆಂಬರಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತ. Then the last disadvantages, restrictions, that is restrictions on issue of prospectus. A private company cannot, not at all, cannot issue ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, cannot or not at all invite, cannot invite, offer from the general public for the purchase of its shares or debentures. So ಇದು ಸಹ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕು. ಜನರಿಂದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So in addition to this, private company is subject to the following certain restrictions. Subject to the certain restrictions that a private company cannot issue share warrant. ಇದು ಮೂರು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವುದಾದ್ರೆ, a private company cannot issue share warrant. A member of private company cannot appoint more than one person as a proxy to attend and vote at a meeting of the company. Proxy ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಈ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್, ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇ ನನಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ವನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ, ನನ್ನ ಬದಲು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬನ ಬದಲಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬನ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಟು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೋಟ್. ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನೋಡಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. At the meeting of the companies as per section 105. Similarly, and the last restriction is a private company along with its annual list of members and summary to the registrar must also send a certificate stating that since the date of the last return it has not issued invitation to the public to subscribe for its shares or debenture as per section 92. So mainly 3 restrictions and other 3 restrictions also added. So it is related to special privilege or advantages of a private company. But I also explained disadvantages of private company. Okay. So in the next section, what I will do is, next section I'll explain the differences between private company and public company. This is also very, very important from the examination point of view. You may get question on 24 marks, 12 marks. Differences between private company, public company. Define private company and public company. What are its differences? You can expect 124. 12 marks chances ಇದೆ. Also, there are 20 differences that I will explain in the next session. Okay. After that, one more session is required, that is to study the difference between government company and non-government company, and difference between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. Idistuna 2 more sessions ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 2 ಸೆಷನ್ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್, ಟೈಪ್ಸ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮುಗಿತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. I'll stop today's class. Thank you.